Hey Facebook, where my Zen Heads at? Welcome to the Zen Large Show, where I teach you tips, tricks, strategies on how to live the Zen life. So today I've got a master strategy for you. This is one that it actually has a couple uses. One is to, if you're feeling your emotions rise up and you're in a tough situation, you're starting to get emotional and you're afraid that you're going to do something you're going to regret later. Like, maybe you're in a heated discussion with your wife, or maybe with a client or your boss or something like that. This can help you to calm down. And rather than to let your emotions dictate the direction you go, rather than to ride the wave of your emotions, you can choose, using your knowledge, using logic, you can choose how you want to act rather than letting your emotions dictate how you're going to act. That's one use for this strategy. The other use for this strategy is just for stress reduction. If you feel yourself being really stressed, this is a great way to very quickly drop your stress. So when people think of being Zen, living the Zen life, being a Zen master, often you think of meditation, and they think of people sitting, on a floor in the lotus pose for an hour, for a day. You hear people go to like meditation retreats where they're meditating for the whole weekend, pretty much. Every more or less every waking hour they're meditating, right? And there's benefits to that. I'm not gonna say there's not benefits to that. But the strategy I have for you today does not require that. It's called a one breath meditation. One breath meditation. So you can get benefits from one breath of meditation. So it's real simple. All you do is you focus on your breath for one breath. Now, if you want to do it 2 breaths, 3 breaths for a minute or whatever, you can, but you don't need to do it for an hour. You don't need to do it for 10 minutes. You don't need to do it for 5 minutes. You can do it for a breath and get some benefit. And the great thing about this is, like I said, it's something that you can do in situations where you don't have an hour, you don't have 10 minutes to do it. If you're in an argument with your spouse, you can't, well, I guess you probably could say, hey, honey, I'm sorry, I had to go meditate for a half hour, I'll be back and we'll continue this then. But you can, in the middle of the meditation, in the middle of the discussion, you could take a minute to focus on your breath, recenter yourself, and they're not even most likely going to realize that anything even happened, that you did a one breath meditation. They're not going to know that. You could be in a business meeting and do a one breath meditation. You don't have to excuse yourself in the meeting to go meditate for a few minutes, right? You could do it right when you're in there. You could do it, you're feeling stressed out in traffic. You're sitting in a traffic jam, sitting at a light. You can meditate for a breath, 2 breaths, 3 breaths, a minute. You could do that and get benefits. So again, it's real simple. You just focus on your breath. You clear your mind. Focus on your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out with just your attention, your mind's eye, your focus completely on your breath. And let's just do that right now, real quick. Let's just do that. So clear your mind. It helps to close your eyes, but you don't have to do it. Like I said, you can be in the middle of a business meeting and do it. But your focus, you're not really paying attention to what you're looking at. You're paying attention to your mind's eye on your breath. So focus on your breath, clear your mind, take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. And for me, I just doing that right there, I feel myself relax a little bit. I feel my stress levels drop. I feel my body, my mind become very calm. And part of that is, I've done this a lot. So the more you do it, the better you get at it. You get good at it, just like the more you practice piano, the more you practice playing drums, the more you practice playing tennis, hitting a baseball, all these kind of things, that you get better at them the more you practice. The more you do this, the more efficient you'll get at it. One breath will make a big difference. In the beginning, it might take 2 or 3 breaths before you start to notice a difference. but you will get, if you do it, you will get better at it. And one breath is great. A lot of times I will end up doing 4 or 5 breaths. I don't usually even do a minute though. Usually it's like just 3, 4 breaths, but less than a minute. And sometimes it's just 1 breath. I use it. Great strategy. Like I said, great for reducing stress, which is a big part of living the Zen life. Great for staying calm when the sky is collapsing around you. But that's not it. That's not it. I've got another strategy to give you today that's kind of builds off of this 1 breath strategy, right? So that's a master strategy. That's a Zen master strategy right there, 1 breath meditation. But this is taking it to the next level. This is where if you want to go beyond just being a Zen master, that was 36 chamber. We're going to take you to 37 chamber on this one. This one, it's called square breathing. So instead of just doing your normal 1 breath meditation where you focus on your breath, you breathe in, you breathe out, we're going to do it square breathing, which is we're going to break the breath up into 4 segments. Each segment's going to be a count of 4, so it's a count of 16 total. And what it is as you're breathing in, you breathe in slowly, you count to 4. You do your breathe in to a count of 4. Then you hold the breath for a count of 4. Then you breathe out slowly to a count of 4. And then you hold that with your breath out for a count of 4. That completes the cycle. You could do it again and do multiples, and each one, the complete cycle of breath in for 4, hold it for 4, breath out for 4, hold it for 4. It's a 16 count total. That works even better. That's the fastest way I know to activate your parasympathetic nervous system. So I'm sure you guys are all educated, smart. You're paying attention to the latest and greatest stuff out there in my audience. I know you're some of the most up on it people in the world out there. You've probably heard that people talking about sympathetic nervous system, parasympathetic nervous system, also sometimes called like rest and digest versus fight or flight. The sympathetic nervous system, that's the one that's the fight or flight. So this is where like it was an evolutionary trait that helped us to survive. If there's some kind of threat, you go into the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight, response, where there's an adrenaline surge, you have more speed, you have more strength. This is where you hear like a child gets caught beneath the car, and the skinny little mom will come up and pick the car up to free the child. And you're like, how did the skinny little woman pick the car up? And it's because she had this adrenaline surge from this sympathetic nervous system being activated. So it's a good thing when it's activated and there's a real emergency, because it can help you to get out of that situation, helps you to act quickly, to get away from the threat, to free your child from beneath the car, to whatever it is, to climb a tree, to get away from the predator, that sort of thing. But what happens in our modern world is, we're not really faced with those kind of threats very often, but we're often faced with a lot of stress, which activates your sympathetic nervous system, which activates that fight or flight nervous system. And what we're finding is people are perpetually in a state where their flight or fight, if I can even say it, fight or flight nervous system is activated perpetually, and it's causing a lot of health issues for them. In addition to just low quality of life, they're not very happy. And it kind of sucks to be in that state, right? You're stressed out, you've got anxiety, that sort of thing. And so it's not fun. It's much better to be living the Zen life and be calm and collected. And so that's the part of it. A big part of it is just having tools to manage stress, because you can't always just go meditate for an hour. It's a great thing to do, but it's something that it's often just not an option given the current, whatever your situation is at the time. So the parasympathetic is the rest and digest nervous system. It's great for helping you to digest food and get all the nutrients out of the food, maximizing the nutrient absorption. It's great for rest and recharging your batteries and healing, that sort of thing. And this square breathing, the 16 count, will very quickly activate your parasympathetic nervous system and get you to a point where you're cool as a cucumber. You're ready to walk through that firestorm and just be calm, collected, serene. And this is something you could use. I mean, there's a lot of uses for it beyond even just managing stress. You feel yourself getting stressed, you used it. You're in a situation where your emotions are rising and you want to get them under control. You're in a discussion, an argument with your boss. That's another use for it. But there's other stuff too. So just even you're laying down to sleep at night and you want to get to sleep quickly. This is a way to clear your mind. You start doing the square breathing. One is enough to get you to start getting that activated. You could do more if you want while you're lying there, but one will do it. You just ate a big meal. A way to activate that rest and digest response to help you get maximum benefit from the food, maximize your nutrient absorption. So other things like that you can use it for as well. But great tactic, master strategy, works really well. There's something about the square breathing, the counting, breaking the breath up into 4 segments and counting to 4 for each of them, that calms you down really quickly. It almost like forces you to relax, to push out everything else, to your emotions to dissipate. It's just something about it. It really forces that. It really is taking it to the next level. It's a master strategy. So, all right. I hope you like that. If you did, like, subscribe, share, comment, all of that kind of stuff, depending on whether you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube or listening to this as a podcast. This is going to be reposted as a podcast as well. Of course, I also make music. Probably the best place to check out my music is on my YouTube channel. So I've got playlists there, one for music, one for Zen Large Show episodes where you can get these life hacks for living the Zen life. And I've got a new song coming out soon. I've got it all, a video. I've got all the footage recorded, all the audio recorded. I'm just editing it. So that's probably going to take me a week or two before I get that posted, but I'm excited to get that up. So it'd be good, kind of a rock hip hop song. So yeah, coming out soon. Check back for that soon. And in the meantime, Zen Nation, Zen Large Nation, take care of yourselves. Love you. Peace.